All right, so we found a house, we got an accepted contract. The work has just begun. The next 10 days are crucial, and so I thought I would go over some of the things we need to do. I will right away get an email out opening escrow and scheduling some inspections. The opening escrow is going to be with the title company, and they're going to be our main contact for getting this transaction completed. The first thing that's going to happen is earnest money. We agreed to send a certain amount of earnest money in our contract, and we need to do that within 24 hours of the title company contacting you. So, need to make sure that that gets done. Very important. It's a part of the contract. It's required. When we do it, wire fraud is real. You have two choices when you do the earnest money. You can drop a check off at the title company, or you can wire it. When we wire it, the title company is going to give you some wire instructions. They will email you instructions, and those instructions will not change. So that's usually where the fraud comes in. Somebody comes in, you think it's a title company, they're saying send it here instead. Just to be sure, I always am going to give you a contact number for the escrow officer that you can call them and verify. Hey, are these the right wire instructions? Is this where my money is supposed to be going? So that's the first thing that I recommend. So our 10 days of due diligence started right when both parties signed and accepted the contract. So we need to get those inspections done right away. So that was one of the emails I sent. We scheduled them. Now for the inspection, on the day of inspection, you can come to the wrap-up and meet the inspector and have him go over the report with you if you're in town and you're able to do that. If not, still okay, because we are going to, both of us, get a very detailed report with photos and explanations, and we're going to go over that together once we have that. And from that, we will be looking for those showstoppers. We find out that, the house is falling off a cliff. Okay, that might be something we want to take a pause and say, oh, never mind. But most things are just we're looking for health, safety, or mechanical. There are no perfect homes, so every inspection is going to have something on it. It's very normal to have, I've seen, as many as 100 items on an inspection, but I never see less than like 10 or 12. So there are going to be some things on there. Some of them are meant to inform you. They are on every report, and they're just things are on there to kind of inform you of what's going on, not necessarily things we'll be asking the seller to correct. We can talk about the individual report once we have it. So once we have it, we'll come up with that repair request list. I will generate that report for you to sign, and then I'm also going to send it off to a company I work with and get an estimate. The reason we're going to get an estimate for those items that we're asking for is because sellers, when we give it to them, they have 5 days to respond. And during that time, they're going to be deciding if they're just going to fix everything like we ask them to. That'd be great. They may decide they don't want to fix anything, or they'll fix some, or they'll say, you know what, I am not willing or able to do these repairs, but I'm going to give you a credit so you can do them yourself. And sometimes we like that because then we're kind of in control of who's doing it and how it's done, right? So it's not bad to necessarily get a credit. So if that's what they're offering, I just always want to know if the amount of money we have is correct. So that's why I send it off right away, and we'll have an estimate so we have some idea of what those repairs would cost. And if we decide we want to use that company, we can do that too. So we can talk about that as that comes through. Once the seller sends us their response, we'll have 3 more days that we can decide if basically we want to continue with the contract or if these were showstoppers, as we talked about, and we want to go ahead and cancel the contract at that point. If you cancel at that point, of course, the earnest money comes back. We just have to be in that 10 days of due diligence. So there's our first 10 days. We're on to phase 2.